We alive. Hey Cakenistas, it's Marisha. We're going in the ice cream route today. I love ice cream. Like seriously, it's all I used to ask for when I was little. Can I get some ice cream with that? My mom, she actually, when I was little, and my grandmother, they told me that when I go on a cruise, I can have as much ice cream as I wanted. And that was all of the incentive that I needed at the time. Today we're gonna make homemade pumpkin ice cream. Super delicious, it's really good, and it's homemade. And we're gonna make it two ways. You can of course just put it in a container, scoop it out, and eat it like you do any other ice cream, but I'm gonna make a pumpkin ice cream tart type of pie situation, and then a pumpkin ice cream little mini cake. Like this video and try out this ice cream recipe, and let's get started. Okay, Cakenistas, for our pumpkin ice cream base, we're going to need 1 pint, which is equal to 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 1 cup of pumpkin puree, 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, and then 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to start off by whipping up my cream until it's a little bit frothy, and then when it reaches that soft peak stage, after about 4 or 5 minutes, I'm going to add my sweetened condensed milk while I'm whipping my cream up. Now I'm going to add my spice mixture, and I'm just going to mix until it's just really starting to get to somewhat firm peaks. Once it does start to get a little stiff but not completely done, I'm going to start adding my pumpkin puree a little bit at a time because I don't want to deflate all of the cream. I want it to kind of treat it like a little newborn baby and just really take care of it and make sure that everything stays the way that it should be. After a couple of minutes or so, it's the perfect consistency. It holds a great stiff peak. I'm going to use one of those ready-made graham cracker crusts. If anyone ever wondered if the tart could actually come out, no it cannot. We did that and we failed. So I went and put it back together. We're just going to act like that never happened, and I started putting my base in there. I used the piping bag just because I'm going to use it anyway later on. I smoothed it out, and then I just topped it with a bunch of rosettes using the 1 M-tip. I thought this would be a cool, beautiful, simple design that anybody could really do. And you would basically top this off with whatever you'd like. I did some graham cracker crumbs, some walnuts, and a little bit of caramel drizzle. And then you would just freeze this for about 3 hours or so, slice it up, and it would be so delicious. Next, for the cake, we're going to use these spiced mini creams. You can use any type of spiced cookie. I just put it up in a blender. I'm going to use those cookie crumbs to make the crust. Now, if you don't have a springform pan, this is a perfect option for you. Use a regular cake pan, cover it with some plastic wrap, and then we're going to lay our graham cracker or cookie crumbs down onto the pan. And we're going to use something else that's a little bit smaller. I used a 4-inch cake pan to push all of the cookie crumbs down into the pan, and once it's fully packed in there, then we can put our ice cream base in there. I wish that the ice cream was pink so it didn't look so gross at this point, but it looks delicious all at the same time, doesn't it, you guys? Now we're going to make sure that there's no air bubbles in here by giving it a few taps, and then this is going to freeze overnight or for at least 4 hours. When it does, it becomes rock solid like this. You can use the plastic wrap to actually take it out. And then we see a lot of creases in those sides, so I'm going to dip a spatula into some hot water and just smooth out all the sides of the cake. And again, double this recipe if you would like to make a taller cake. So I actually melted down some butterscotch morsels, which can be found wherever the chocolate chip morsels are in your local market. And I just added a little bit of milk to make this really cool little ganache type of situation. So we just drizzled that all over and drizzled the sides a little bit, and then I used some of my ice cream base that I had left over, and I just made a spiced whipped cream. I just left out the pumpkin puree, so I used that for my border, and I finished it off with some of those cookies, and voila! Definitely tasted store-bought. I tried to be dainty for you guys and show a nice cut slice, but look what happens. Couture and pumpkin ice cream. Bye guys. My intention, of course, was to eat this with you guys. That didn't happen. The sun was going down as I was making this video, and I had this perfect piece slice on a plate, and I was like, you know what, you can either put this in the freezer or you can just eat it now. So you know which one I chose. flood my page on Facebook. You guys often send me pictures of the cakes that you've created using some of the recipes that I've done, or just some really cool themed ideas. So instead of just sending me personal messages, why don't you go ahead to my fan page on Facebook, Marisha's Couture Cakes, and just post your cakes there for everyone to see, and I'll comment and I'll be like, oh snap, you did that? Also, if you haven't subscribed, please do so now. I would really like recipe friends, and I really appreciate that. I have a new channel, a new cooking food channel, and I'm hoping that this really relays the message of how intense this is. It's called Ohemgee Foodie. It's got an exclamation point at the end. I don't know if you guys know, I'm a pastry and culinary chef, but I've been a culinary chef for much longer than pastry. And so yeah, culinary is my first love, and I was just waiting for the right time to create a new food channel, and I finally got it. Head over there. The link for that will be below in the description. All right. Bye, guys.